state may be moving toward a new system to perform background checks on gun buyers.
A state report found that our current system is fragmented and that the background check process may be different in different counties. And that could lead to lapses where people prohibited from buying guns or are able to buy guns in another way. The report actually recommends creating a centralized system for checks, one that would actually probably be run by the Washington State Patrol. So Brandy is here. This is something lawmakers in Olympia actually could try to do in the upcoming session.
Yeah, I'm sure it's something that comes up, but we can discuss whether it's something that actually gets done by the end of the session. So as it stands right now, if you go to buy a gun and you're in your local jurisdiction, those background checks are performed by local law enforcement offices. And across the state, they do about 440,000 of these checks every year. But here's the thing, you know, different sheriff's offices or police departments have different staffing levels and different resources. So the concern is that the way we do these checks now are fragmented. There was a report by the Office of Financial Management, and the report found that Washington citizens, this is quoting from the report, Washington citizens are receiving varying levels of scrutiny depending on where they live and which agency is performing the check. Thus, certain prohibiting factors such as juvenile records and recent arrests might be overlooked in some areas of the state. So you have this report done by the Office of Financial Management at the behest of lawmakers in Olympia. And here are some of the big takeaways when it comes to the report, in case you don't want to go and read the whole thing. So it found that this new idea of having a centralized system, probably run by the State Patrol, is not only feasible, so it's not only something we can do, they're saying it's something that we should do. They also say that this would improve public safety to make sure that there are no lapses at the county level that's making it so that somebody who shouldn't have a gun gets a gun anyway. And they also say, and I think this is interesting and is going to be an important point for Republicans as well, they say the cost of operating this centralized system would be offset if you have a background check fee, so a fee for every background check done. I want to look at the costs associated with this quickly so we can explain that. So it would be $3.4 million to start up the system, okay? So that's just off the top. And then moving forward, this system would cost about $10 million per year, but they're saying that if you institute an $18.63 fee per every background check you do, you would actually be able to offset the $10.2 million annual operating cost of that new system.
So what kind of political support is there for doing this?
Yeah, well, the thing is there's bipartisan support for this. And actually, the recommendation to go ahead and do this report by the Office of Financial Management, it was a bipartisan recommendation that they get the report done and see, is this feasible? Is this advisable? And there are also, we're hearing from Democrats and Republicans in Olympia who like the idea of this centralized system. It's, as we're seeing there, you know, maybe more cost effective. You don't have this variation county to county on how these background checks are being done. The question, of course, is always, can they get it done during the session? As we always know, you know, the session comes down to the wire. They have a lot of different priorities they're trying to balance. But to me, since the report has been done, it was commissioned on a bipartisan basis, and the report is saying, yes, we should do this. Here are the numbers. I don't see why this isn't something that they could get done very quickly in the coming session.
Brandy, thank you.
Yeah.
It is 7:30.